Hi, today we are on Luke chapter 8. And oh my goodness, all the stories. We've got parables, we've got teaching, we've got miracles, and we've got healings. We've really got a bit of everything in it, haven't we? But to start, I love that Luke chooses to remind us that this wasn't just a boys' club. As you read those just very few first verses at the beginning of the chapter, it reminds us that whilst they're not mentioned very much anywhere else, there were women present. And they're not just kind of hanging around, but they're contributing to the ministry of Jesus. They're not just simply recipients of it. They're not just kind of hanging around and just waiting to see what Jesus says. In fact, it explicitly says that they resource that ministry too. Now, we know that Luke's gospel is a gospel that affirms women anyway, but actually here we see him affirming women in leadership. Always good for the likes of me. In just a very few verses, which really there's not a massive reason to include, he raises the status of women in a context where they are undermined, undervalued, and dismissed. And then towards the end of the story, the end of that chapter, it ends with Jesus raising the status of a woman again. He cures her of that which makes her unclean, not to God, but to the people around her, calling her daughter. What a precious moment that is, to acknowledge her as a child of God in the presence of those who would have disregarded her. So I wonder in what places you are needing to be affirmed today. To know that you too are a child of God, no matter what anyone else around you may think or say.